A drunk driver killed 4 of his children, and 5 years later, the father walked into a maximum security prison to forgive him face to face. What happened in that room shocked everyone, including the killer. 7 children walked to buy ice cream on a warm afternoon in New South Wales. They crossed at a traffic light. Among them were Anthony, Sienna, Angelina, and Veronique. Anthony followed his father everywhere. Sienna had her dad wrapped around her pinky. The 2 cousins finished each other's sentences. A Mitsubishi Ute ran the red light. The driver was Samuel Davidson, drunk and drugged. 4 children died at the scene. When their father, Danny Abdullah, arrived, he did not chase the driver. He stood next to his children. He could not leave them. Samuel Davidson had no criminal record. Teachers called him honest and reliable. He wanted to join the army. But when he was 19, his older sister died of cystic fibrosis. He wheeled her in a wheelchair days before she passed. They laughed together. Then she was gone. After her death, he started binge drinking on weekends. He called it writing himself off. On the morning of the crash, he had been drinking since early. He does not remember why he drove. He only remembers waiting at a red light. Then he ran it. Samuel got out of the car and saw a war scene. 4 children dead. He refused to describe their bodies. At the police station, his blood alcohol read 0.150. He said he was horrified. He said he wished it never happened. Danny arrived at the scene. A friend pointed at Samuel and said, "That's him." Danny felt anger, but he looked down at his own children. He did not chase the driver. He stayed with his family. Revenge was not in his heart, only grief. Samuel was sentenced to 20 years. His cell is number 428. At 3:15 p.m., the door locks until 6:15 a.m. That is 15 to 17 hours alone. He gets 6 minutes for a shower. His clothes are folded in neat piles. Order is the only thing he controls. Other inmates knew what he did. He was placed in protective custody for years. He ate alone, exercised alone. He said the solitude was worse than the sentence because it forced him to remember, and remembering forced him to face what he did. Days after the funeral, Danny's wife Layla spoke on national television. She said, "If Jesus can forgive, we have to forgive." She did not say it for Samuel. She said it to save her own family from hatred. When a correctional officer told Samuel what she said, he cried. He said a mother who lost her child forgiving him was beyond comprehension. Layla later said she was not thinking of Samuel at all. She was thinking of her surviving children. She did not want to dig herself into a deeper hole. Restorative justice is a rare program. Before any victim meets an offender, both undergo psychological assessments. Only a handful of meetings happen each year. Danny asked to meet Samuel. He did not want to punish him. He wanted to tell him who his children were, their names, their personalities. Samuel agreed immediately. He said Danny's forgiveness gave him hope. The first meeting was private, no cameras. Danny said it was harder than he expected. But when he sat across from Samuel, he saw real guilt, not performance. Danny sat across from Samuel in a small prison room. He talked about his children. Anthony was his shadow. Sienna was the prettiest baby. Angelina and Veronique held hands in the car. Samuel listened. He did not defend himself. He said, "I'm sorry." Danny asked himself if hatred would help. His answer was no. Hatred would not bring his children back. So he forgave Samuel, face to face. 5 years after the crash, in a maximum security prison. He later said forgiveness was not for Samuel, it was for himself. Months later, a film crew came inside. Samuel walked to the exercise yard. Razor wire above. Danny wore his work clothes. They shook hands. 4 birds flew overhead. Danny said, "4 birds. That's what my wife would say. The 4 kids." Samuel looked at the ground. Danny then told Samuel that his surviving children pray for him every night. They say, "Hi, Sam." Samuel could not speak. The interviewer asked if Samuel deserved his sentence. Danny said if it was up to him, he would bring Samuel out tomorrow. Samuel found religion inside the prison. His parents sent him a Bible. Inside, they wrote that he was their beautiful boy. The prison chaplain watched Samuel change over many months. He called Samuel a miracle, not for what he did, for how he carries his punishment. Other inmates respect him because he does not make excuses. Samuel was given time to speak to the camera. He warned viewers not to drink and drive. He said, Do not hide your depression with drugs. See a professional, go to church, give it a try. Danny was asked if he senses his children. He said, they don't go away, they stick around. He thinks about them every day. Then he said, I love you, Mom. His wife, the one who forgave first. Danny and Samuel now speak once a week on the prison phone. Danny checks in on Samuel's parents. He said the relationship will always be there. At the end, he looked up at the sky. The 4 birds were gone, but he smiled. Then the sound of children laughing faded in. Then silence.